Okay, so day 2 at Wanoga, and it's snowing again, pretty heavily, more heavy today than it was yesterday, and somehow I get the feeling it's not going to let up today. So this could be more of a challenging day, but I'm going to get out there and see if I can put that shelter back up with the tarp on it. Okay, so here's the same spotted trail that I took video on yesterday when I was going out talking about how packed the trail was. Today, I think this is the big loop, and I'm packing fresh snow. Nobody's been out here yet, and it's like noon, and it feels like 3 or 4 inches. I don't know, it's kind of heavy snow, so it's hard to tell. But basically, this will need to be groomed before anybody's gonna enjoy their bike out here today. So I'll come back when I get to the shelter site. Okay, so I found my hole. Can't probably see much, but basically it got snowed in a little bit. You know, I think there's probably 5 inches of extra snow here. There was some tracks that came right by. There's a snowmobile track there, and about 15 feet over there there's a ski track that went right by here. But I can tell they didn't come here. So nobody found my fort, even though they were like 10 feet away from it. So I'm gonna put the tarp up, put the hammock up first, because I have to, I think, and then the tarp, and then I'm going to worry about any digging afterwards, because I want to get protected here, see if I can. The tarp I brought is kind of small, and I don't know if it's going to be adequate, so we'll see how I do. Okay, so it just took a few minutes to get the hammock up, because, you know, the system was basically already set from yesterday. So it's high again. Pointed the camera low, assuming this thing's going to come down quite a bit like it did yesterday. I bet you I got it pretty good though. It was my first attempt today. Okay. So far so good. I just have this intuitive feeling that it's fine. Yeah, it's great. I haven't even dug out yet. And there's a lot of space between me and the bottom, so I may not have to. Actually, I probably won't dig out. So, time to work on getting the tarp up and see if I can make the tarp work. It's one of my really little tarps. Okay, I'm going to show you what I got. I staked out the windward side here. I don't know if you can see, but there's I use like tomato poles, you know, they're made of wood for gardening, and I just duct tape a little ribbon to it. Goes to my guy line that is going to the tent, or the tarp, which I buried the edge, all on this side. The edge is buried. So there's another tie out there, and another tie out here. Those are the 3 for that side. And then of course there's 1 tie out on each end, and then there's 3 more tie outs on the other side. There's one of them right there. There's the other, and the other one is over there somewhere. And this is what it looks like from this side. It's kind of open on this side, but the wind's blowing, like as the camera goes, the wind's blowing towards us right now. So when you get down in here, it's really quite protected. I'll just go ahead and get in the hammock and show you the view from inside the hammock. I'll lay this way this time. Okay, so I'm in the hammock. That side's all just, you know, got its thing going on. I could build up snow around there and over there. I think I could build snow everywhere except for like the entrance, and just have like a, you know, 3 or 4 foot section right in here where there's no snow, but fill in all that and all that and all that, and you'd really have some protection. But I don't know that you need it. I mean, unless the wind is really going to change direction, it just doesn't feel right now like there's any chance. You know, I bet Spindrift would get in here though, through up there, if it was whirling around and stuff. But still, I think you could have like, because see, my hammock has this thing on it. It's loose sheet that's sewed to the side of the hammock, and I can throw that over me, and that would keep the spindrift off, really. That's kind of one of the reasons I put that on this hammock. The other was to make a, it can tie out, and it can make like a shelf. That's been in one of my other videos. And I've got these pockets here, which don't look like much now, but they're actually the perfect size for my blow-up mattress to fit in there. So it makes an incredible bed. And then on the bottom, I just glued a cheap down sleeping bag. I don't even know what that black stuff is. I've been doing so many. This is my project tarp hammock. Anyway, it's perfectly comfortable in here. The only thing I think that this couldn't do, maybe, would be a snow load. You know, there's a limit to how much snow this thing could take. Of course, you could knock it off, just like you do on a tent, every once in a while, but there's no poles supporting this structure, so it doesn't have the same kind of integrity you would have with a tent. You know, whether or not, it'd be really interesting to see how much snow it can handle. I'm tempted to leave this tarp up tonight out here in the woods, hope nobody steals it. I might do that, because I'd really like to see, I know there's snow coming, and see what happens to a shelter like this if it gets a load of snow on it. That'd be really good to know. So I'm going to see if I can get up the guts to leave my tarp out here. And but I think that's it for today. Successful shelter. I'm very comfortable. I am not getting precipitated on right now, and it is precipitating outside. Yay. Okay, so I got the courage to leave my tarp out here. I am worried about these things. The stakes are just kind of sticking straight up. I think because I was planning on this being temporary, so I think if you were really going to do it, you'd want to bury them sideways, you know. So, but I'm going to leave them like that, just vertical and kind of dumb like that, because I want to see what this shelter will do. Because I believe there's a snowstorm coming, and we'll see what happens. So I'll get back up here maybe tomorrow and see what's going on. Okay, so I'm coming back, and I'm actually on a different trail. I'm on the small loop of the Fat Bike trails, and there's traffic on this trail. So the small loop is good. They're riding really well. They went by with speed. So yeah, if you come out right now, you just want to ride the little loop, not the big loop.